Hello, this is Srishti Satoskar.
And this is Neha Subramanian.
We are here to take you on a journey of understanding and learning the Ganjifa craft.
Origin. First, these are some of the active centers where Ganjifa was being manufactured. So, the red zones are places that are not active anymore, and the yellow are places that are still active. So, this craft is an ancient card game. It came from Persia and China, and later it was introduced to India in the 16th century by the Mughals. From there, it spread to various regions across the country, like Savantwadi, Odisha, Bengal, and Mysore. This is the Mughal card, Savantwadi, Bengal, Mysore, Odisha. Yeah.
Evolution. Evolution took place in terms of material and themes. Ganjifa cards reflected the Islamic traditions and culture as it rose from Persia and emerged from Mughals to India. Themes were based on the lifestyle and daily routines of the community. Themes like Ramayana and Dashavatara. The material study evolved over the period of time, from using ivory and tortoise shells to the nobles for the nobles and royalties to finding to make it available to the local communities by using materials like leaf, paper, wood, and cloth. Savantwadi. So this is before that. These are the wooden crafts. Then these are the fabric Ganjifa cards. Then these are the cards which are made of paper. Savantwadi currently uses synthetic paints and poster colors on paper to make the cards, whereas Odisha still practices the Ganjifa card painting on fabric. In this modernized process of making the Ganjifa cards, they are thinking about the convenience of production and prioritizing that over the quality of the product. This is the justification for changing from the traditional materials to the newer materials available in today's market. So that kind of makes us wonder how appealing to the broader audience is taking away the essence of the craft and is compromising with the material to reach out to masses, hindering its process of revival?
The reason we are coming up with these questions is because our approach is from that of an HCD practitioner. So we are both from the major of human centered design, and that means we appreciate and acknowledge this craft, and we're empathetic to the situations surrounding this craft and the artisans within the community. As designers and individuals, we are adaptable and fluid, and we see things from multiple perspectives. We are accepting and open to all the new ideas. As Indians, we are relating, so we can relate to the origin of this craft. Being a part of this country and living under the influence of various crafts and talented artisanal communities, it has allowed us to not only acknowledge the values but understand them on a deeper level. India being the richest country in terms of traditional values and history, and the culture gets passed on to the next generations. This beautiful relationship of preserving the traditions over generations is also visible in the crafts in India.
Now, us as an HCD practitioners and Indians, we look at this context with an open mind. We prioritize the value and integrity of the craft and we try to make the connections and linkages within the narrative of the craft, and this allows us to make informed decisions with our design interventions. As we are designers, we know the importance of having access to design communities. They are motivational, supportive, and offer critical feedback on the work.
Possible outcomes. So there are many lenses through which we are looking at this craft community. So one such lens is a systems design. So we are thinking about a way where we could build an interactive network between the various Ganjifa sectors that are active today in India. A common ground where all the stakeholders of the craft can initiate conversations on how to grow and sustain it. The reason why we were thinking about this particular solution is because we know what it's like to have an acceptive, a supportive design community. And we see the value that it adds in our outcomes. And we think a similar kind of system for them would also help them because they could also be a lot more reflective on the decisions they're taking to sustain the craft.
Another lens that we thought of looking at was interaction design. Through this lens, we want to bring forward the interaction between the creator and their craft to its consumer to be part of. Our intention behind developing such a platform is so that we could facilitate the consumers to understand its narrative and encourage more people to explore the functionality and applications of the game. So, a lot of times it happens that people buy a particular craft, but they don't know how to use it. So, the functionality, the usability is what we're looking at, what we're aiming at. So, how can we narrate a story that will give an entire outlook of the craft and can make you be part of it?
This particular lens was also built on the fact that something that we discovered from our research is that a lot of people that are buying the craft today only see it as a visual artifact. They haven't gone beyond that. They haven't understood the concepts behind the game. They only see it as something that's visually appealing. So this allows us to add that extra dimension to the product and allow users to appreciate that aspect of it. That's why we were thinking about it this way. Our third lens is contemporizing the craft. So, as designers, we're constantly looking for connections in our context to drive our design decisions. In this particular narrative, we have found a pattern in its evolution. Ganjifa is constantly shifting between being a luxury object to something that belongs to the masses. This shift has influenced the materials, themes, and styles of the craft. This constant shift of representing changing societies gives us scope to contemporize it for the current scenarios. So, something that we were looking at in the history of Ganjifa is it started off as this luxury object that not many people could afford. And then they started developing certain adaptable versions of the craft that were made from leaves and barks rather than being made from ivory. And that kind of changed the target audience that was viewing the craft. And from there, we have again moved to a stage where it's become a collectible item and not many people can afford it today. So this gives us a lot more scope to kind of see if
Represent this craft in today's world and in the current scenario, like how we can contemporize it by considering the changing societies of today's times.
and we can even add so the product represents the economical and political state that's happening right now, like it used to. The craft is known to reflect these things about it, so it would be nice if it could be relevant for today's scenarios.
It also creates an educational impact through the traditional craft for the current generations. I think that's all we have for the proposal.
So, much.
So, thank you.
Thank you.